This world doesn't want strong men. It wants slaves, addicted, numb, obedient to the system, weak in the flesh and weaker in spirit. But not you. You walk a different path, a narrow one soaked in blood, sweat, and truth. Because comfort is the cage, and weakness is the disease. You've seen what happens to the undisciplined. They rot. They become statistics, lives wasted chasing nothing, building nothing, believing in nothing. But you fear nothing except God, because you know this life is war, and a man who answers to nothing will bow to everything. You answer to the highest, not to dopamine, not to cravings, not to validation from a crowd of cowards. You answer to purpose, to fire, to something eternal. The others, they crumble. They chase escape in bottles, in screens, in women who don't even know their name. They trade strength for safety, conviction for comfort, and they think you're insane. You pray before battle. You train before sunrise. You study while they sleep. You sacrifice while they indulge. They mock your discipline. They mock your faith. But when the world burns, and it will, guess who stands? You. The man who fears God and nothing else. You weren't made to be soft. You were forged in fire, refined in pain. You fight demons they pretend don't exist. You face darkness with eyes wide open, because you were called to be a warrior of light in a world drowning in shadows, and the enemy knows it. That's why he attacks. Temptation, constant, doubt, every day. But you stand, not because you're fearless, but because your fear belongs to God, not this world. You were not put here to be liked. You were put here to fight, to lead, to build, to bleed, if necessary. For what is right, you do not run from pain. You turn it into power. You do not hide from storms. You become the storm. And when you fall, you rise harder, because your strength is not your own. It comes from Him, the one who never breaks. Every rep, every scar, every tear, it's worship. Discipline is your sacrifice, and purpose is your altar. So when the weak laugh, let them. When they roll their eyes, let them. In 10 years, they'll be begging for the life you bled to build. You are not just a man. You are a soldier of heaven in enemy territory. You are not here to survive. You are here to dominate. Because one day the world will fade, bodies will break, voices will fall silent. But your soul, it will speak. And what it says is up to you. So rise, fight, pray, build, lead. Become the man who bows to none but God. And let the world tremble when you walk into the room. Because a man with God in his soul cannot be stopped.